Nihon News Time へようこそ.
Welcome to another JNEWS. This is a series on this channel in which I tell you a Japanese news story and then break down the grammar and the vocabulary and teach you a little bit of Japanese. I'll also link you to a page where you can hear the original audio, but we'll play some of it in this video, if not all of it. Today's a really weird, dark story. It's one of those stories that is not YouTube friendly, meaning it's probably not going to get any advertising, but that's okay. These things don't make any money anyway, but I do thank you for all your support and encouragement for making these. I learn a lot out of them. You will too. Let's get to the story. First of all, before you start that, I've got to show you a classic Japanese what do you call it? What piece of Japanese culture, and it's called a daruma. And this is a representation of a daruma. Well, it is a daruma, but it's also an eraser. And this is an eraser daruma. And this particular one comes apart. You can break it apart. Kind of interesting. These erasers are kind of cool. They break apart into little pieces like this. Check it out. See? Look at that. See? Pretty weird, huh? They actually break apart into little pieces, and you can actually take them apart like so, right? You put it back together. That's what it looks like, right? When you put it back together, it looks like this. Usually, these are made out of paper, and as you can tell, only the well, actually, as you can tell from this eraser representation, or this fake one. Oh, is that right? Like it all? Yeah. As you can tell, one of the eyes is not filled in, right? One of the eyes is filled in, and one of the eyes is not filled in. Come on, focus, goddammit, focus. There we go. Yeah, one of the eyes is filled in, one of the eyes is not filled in. And what you're supposed to do is fill in one of the eyes when you buy it. When you buy them, neither eye is filled in. You fill it in, and then when your dream comes true, you fill in the other eye. And that's called a daruma. Okay. Now, the new word for me today is something called hidaruma, which is basically a ball of fire. If you look it up, it says ball of fire, but it's basically when a human being sets himself on fire. So that's a dark one. That's what this story is about. So let me tell you this story, okay? I live in Nagoya, but about an hour or so on the Shinkansen, on the bullet train from here, there's a very big city called Osaka. You may have heard of it. It's like in Japan you have Tokyo and Osaka. It's like New York and LA. So Osaka's the LA. I'm in Cleveland, right? Excuse me. So a 42-year-old woman discovered, she's married, by the way, and this is something I never understood about married women. They're extremely jealous when you cheat on them, which is weird because they're cheating on their own husbands, right? But they seem to take their affairs very seriously. In Japan, at least. Don't ask me why and how I know this, but anyway, this particular 42-year-old woman discovered that her lover was cheating on her. So, and they're sitting in a parked car in Nishi Ward in Sakai City, which is right outside Osaka. And she poured antiseptic on him to cleanse him, to sanitize him. Because he's been dirty. He's dirty because he's been cheating on her, right? So she wanted to kind of get rid of the stank of the other woman, so to speak. Or actually literally. Literally. And he lit up a cigarette, or so she claims, and he inadvertently, she claims, set himself on fire. I believe he's dead now. So this is definitely not a advertiser-friendly video. And that's basically the story. He jumps out of the car, runs into an electrical appliance store, some kind of electrical, a store that sells electrical equipment, and he's screaming "Atsui, atsui, atsui," which means hot, atsui, hot, and the locals there, of course, in the interview that you're going to see, and there are, remember, notes to all this in the description and links. They said that he was bright red. His whole body was red. I don't know if that means because his body was on fire red, or because his skin was burning, or red from being burned. I don't know. Pretty disgusting imagery, anyway. And that's basically it. The car then sped away. The woman driving the car, I guess I'm assuming it was her car. It sped away. I doubt she was able to get the keys from him if it were his car. But they caught it on a surveillance camera. Later, she turned herself into the police, and she told the police that she didn't set him on fire, but that he lit a cigarette. So who knows what the real story is? But one of the odd things about the story is that her last name is actually Ono, which, if you look at the kanji, actually, and the word actually means axe or hatchet. So wow, that's a I guess almost lived up to her name. It's a very violent name. It's a very violent crime. And the big word today is hidaruma, so ball of fire. Anyway, we're going to get to the vocabulary. What I'll do first is break down all of the vocabulary. So those of you who are interested in the breakdown, please stick around. If you're not interested in the breakdown, you click off here. But let me know. So, if you like these videos, please support them by leaving a comment. And tell me what you think. Someone commented about the fact that I should be using OBS to get better sound, but one of the points of this, one of the points, as you know, is I got 2 kids. I don't have the time to edit. Okay, so I'm basically putting this up as quickly as possible. I am doing some limited editing, but it's limited. So let's go to the actual article now. Okay, and I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. So I'm going to be using the mouse this time, a little bit different from before. So here we got, this is the kanji for hi, which is fire. And this is daruma, which is this little creature we just talked about, little creature there, right? And hidaruma no dansei, no is apostrophe s, dansei. So a man, a basic ball of fire man, right? Onna, woman, taiho, arrested. And when you see this thing here, this is the way Japanese do quotes. This thing here, you uwaki de, because of having an affair, because of, yogoreta, became dirty, karada, body, oh, this indicates what the verb will act on, shodoku suru, so I sanitized him, so I sanitized his body. We go backwards in Japanese, we say sanitize, shodoku suru, suru, O indicates what we're going to sanitize. We're going to sanitize the body, right? So instead of saying sanitize the body SVO, we go sanitize the body OS. What is it? VOS. Yes. Is that right? VOS. Verb, object. No. Object. Yeah. Object. Just a minute. SVO. Yeah. No. Just. So sorry. So it's object and then verb. There is no O. Forget about that. Forget what I said. I was trying to make O something. Make V something. The V is at the end. So anyway, we have the object first and then the verb. I should have just said that, right? Tame, for that reason. Tame is you give a reason for something. So uwaki de yogoreta. Let me do it again. Uwaki de yogoreta karada, yogoreta o karada o shodoku suru tame. Okay, there we go. And this is the. Remember, you can look along in the notes. These are the notes, right? Hidaruma no dansei onna taiho uwaki de yogoreta karada o shodoku suru tame. And this is the headline. This is the headline. We're going to go through the vocabulary real quick. Taiho is arrest. The passive tense sareta. So taiho sareta was arrested. He was arrested. No is basically apostrophe s. But in this case, no. There's a couple uses of no. One of them, if you look it up, is the way we turn a verb sometimes, often, into a gerund, which is like adding ing to a verb in English, like walking. I like walking. In this case, however, yeah, it's also another way to say that is to nominalize something. So to nominalize means to turn something into a noun. Okay, so the no here nominalizes taiho sareta. So the person who has been arrested is basically what they're saying. Taiho sareta no. The person who has been arrested. So if I put this here, I can put this here to make it a little bit easier for you. Taiho sareta no, or taiho sareta no, which means the person arrested. Then it becomes a noun, right? The person arrested. What topic marker? In Sakaishi, in Sakai City. Sakai City's mushoku, someone who's unemployed. Ono is the woman's name and also means hatchet and axe. In this case, I should put the suspect's name, right? The suspect's name. I'm trying to type from behind this camera here. Excuse me. Suspect's name, and it also means axe or hatchet. Okay, and her first name is Yuko. first name. She is a yogisha. We've done this before, a suspect. You've seen this before in many previous sentences. The ending is des. And as you probably know from this channel, Tomoko desu. Des is just, it's not actually B. It's not the same as B, but conversationally speaking, it's the same as B. Okay, to make it easy to understand. Technically, it's called a polite copula, and it's used like B. Okay, and by the way, the rough version of des would be da. And you often hear sentences ending with da, which is the informal form of des or des. So you'll hear both. Soda. Soda ne. Okay, anyway. Keisatsu ni yorimasu to. We've done this before in the last few weeks. Keisatsu ni yorimasu to, according to the police. Ono yogisha. When you know what the suspect's name is, you start putting her name in front of it. So ono yogisha. The suspect ono. Wa, another topic marker. Senshu, last week. 19 nichi, on the 19th. In Sakai Nishiku. Exactly where? Sakai City. Nishiku, all in the Osaka area. De, I suppose it's a pretty well known. I've seen it in the news before, but I don't think I've ever been there. De indicates where something happens at, in this case. Te sha chu. Chu is in the middle of doing something. Sha is kuruma, but in this case it's sha because it's paired along other kanji. When kanji are paired together, their pronunciations may change. So te is stop. Stopped car in the middle of, okay? So inside a stopped car, no is apostrophe s, the car, kuruma no naka de, especially what we're saying, kuruma no naka de, inside of the car, 40 dai, a person in their 40s, 40 dai no, apostrophe s, dansei, man, ni indicates the direction of some verb, so it's a little bit like to. You can say something like to. Or doing something to something. Hio, fire, o indicates what the fire what happened to the fire. Hio tsuketa, to light a fire. So hio tsuketa, and I did it for you there, so you can see hio tsuketa, light a fire, or set somebody on fire. Utagai, suspect, suspected of. Utagai is the suspect. I'm sorry. In this case, I guess it would be suspicion, wouldn't it? It's almost the same, right? Suspicion. Ga, subject marker, motaretemasu, motaretemasu. And we've done this before in the last few lessons. Utagai ga motaretemasu. And it's not something you see a lot in conversation, but you do a lot in newspapers. Hi o tsuketa utagai ga motaretemasu. So, there's a suspicion of setting a fire. Yes, okay. The dansei, the man, wa, topic marker, chikaku, nearby, no, so nearby apostrophe, nearby, denki setsubi gaisha, denki setsubi kaisha usually, but because it's paired with other kanji, the pronunciation changes from K to G, gaisha. That's pretty typical of K turning to G. By the way, Koreans have trouble making those different sounds of K and G for some reason. I don't know why. If you meet a Japanese who has trouble pronouncing the K and G, they might be Korean, actually. Anyway, tempo is another way to say mise or store, tempo. A little more formal. And ni, of course, we've said indicates direction of a verb, like to. Nige komimashita, so he ran into the store. Nige komimashita. Nige komu is to run away into something. Run into something. Take refuge. Ga, subject marker. Zenshin, zenbu. Zen is everything. Shin is your body. We sometimes say karada, but pronounced together zenshin. Zenshin, whole body. Wo indicates what the verb will act on. Yakedo shite. Yakedo, this together is pronounced yakedo. That's not usually how you pronounce that, but we just agreed, Japanese agree, that when you put these together, it will now be pronounced yakedo. It's kind of a forced pronunciation, but everyone kind of agreed on it. A little bit like in English when you agree to pronounce something in a strange way, just because everyone agreed. You know, spelling is weird like that. Anyway, jusho is severe injury. Whoops. Injury. Severe injury. Des, the polite ending again. Atsui. If you pronounce that really quickly, you would hear atsu, which means hot. Now here we come. This is the interview section of the video. So a lot of this is in the local dialect, which means it's not grammatically correct and it's hard to even hear what he's saying. Yutte. So it sounds, you is say, and te is like I'm saying he said. So atsui atsui yutte. I think it means he said atsui atsui. Tasukete, which is normal Japanese, it means help me. Tasukete kure, please help me. Te, he said, indicates what is being said. Tasukete te. Tasukete, he said, help me. Itteru, he is saying. Hito, the itteru, so itteru hito is the person who said that. Subject marker again. Itete, he was there. So basically going backwards, there was a person, there was bidoshi, right? There was a be verb. There was a person saying, help me, and he said, it's hot, hot. That's the way you pronounce that. You would translate that. Zenshin makkakate. Makkakate. So there is indicating this is the reality at that moment. So there's a person and his body was all red. Makkaka. Makkaka. Ma is used as a stressor before some adjectives to make it more stronger, right? So for example, akai would be red. So makkaka is super red. Zenshi, the whole body. So whole body is completely red. Yes. Gemba is where something happens. Also, construction site would be gemba, but in this case, a scene of the crime is gemba. Again, apostrophe s. Apostrophe s. Bohan is, this is to, bo is basically to protect against. Han is crime, so protect against crime camera. Bohan camera, or surveillance camera. Ni wa. Indicating where something is happening at that place or in that place. Hashiri saru, to speed away or run away. The car. Ga, a subject marker. Utsuteite, so was filmed. Utsuru is to film. Okay. Ono yogisha, again we have the suspect Ono. Wa, subject marker. Sakuya, last night, turned herself into the police. Keisatsu is the police. Ni, to the police. To. So, and turn, oh, I didn't put this. Turn oneself in. Oh, turn in. Oh, turn in. So, she turned herself. Shoot. Is that shoot? Yeah, shuto. Turn yourself in to the police. Keisatsu ni shuto. Right. Shiteita toyu koto desu. Now, at the end, when you see this at the end, we did this in the last lesson as well, and I forgot to put the English here, but this is what you put at the end of a sentence. That's shitekta. She went and did that. Oh, I should do that. Oh, I should. Sorry. This, we want to put this here. This is a different part. Okay. Went and did that. So she went and turned herself in to the police last night. Sakuya. Toyu koto desu is the ending expression that you see on many news stories, and that's what happened. Toyu koto desu. That's what happened. And that's what happened. And we'll see this a couple times in many news stories. And that's what happened. Okay. Let's go on a little bit. Shirabi ni taishi, we've done that before in previous articles. And it says, oh, for some reason I forgot this part. I thought I finished it. I have to do it live. We'll do it live, then we'll do it. Shirabi ni taishi. So, according to the investigation, all right. 男性が浮気、otokoが浮気, that is otoko, which is man, as you can see. Whoops, otoko, man. And we have ga, which we've done before, subject marker. I hope I didn't do the subject marker. I hope you're not going to have to do this for the whole video. I thought I did it all. Uwaki, have an affair, oshite. So he did. Oshite, did that. And of course, this is the o, which indicates what was done, the affair was done. Yogoreta, we've done that before. Yogoreta is dirtied, bodied. Karada, body. O indicates what the action, what the verb will act on. So we can go back up here if you want this and just put this a little right. Okay. There we go. Indicates what the verb will act on. And shite did. There we go. A little bit. For those of you who need breaking down. Okay, the verb will act on that. So, over here, shodoku suru, to disinfect. Shodoku alone is disinfectant, and when you add a suru to it, it turns into a verb. tameni for that. So to disinfect him, she and his dirty body. Oh my god. So she poured shodoku eki. Eki, this kanji here indicates liquid. Shodoku eki. Let's see. We've done that before. Kaketa. Kaketa is to spray or put on something. So shodoku eki o kaketa. She sprayed a disinfectant on him. And otoko ga tabako. Oh, I did screw this up, didn't I? Okay, well, we'll have to do it live. Oh, damn, what happened? There we go. And just like before, we have otoko again, which means, as you know by now, man. We have ga, I mean, again, which is subject marker. And tabako, which is of course tobacco, right? And there's actually kanji for that, but it's usually not used. Ni indicates the direction of a verb, so it's a little very similar to basically to. Hi o tsuketa, we just did that a few minutes ago, to light a fire. Hi o tsu, oops, keta, to light on fire or set on fire, light or set on fire. Yes. Kara. Usually because, I'm not sure if it is because in this case, I think it is. Moeta, burned. Burned, yes. To indicates what is being said. Hanashiteru. Hanashiteru is talking. So, hanashiteru is talking. Where are we? Toyu, and again, toyu koto desu. This is shat happened. This is what happened. There's the whole thing, okay? I'll read it for you once again if you want to try with me. I'll go real slow. Ready? 逮捕されたのは堺市の無職小野優子容疑者です。So the person who was arrested was the unemployed suspect Ono Yuko, who happens to be in Sakaishi in Sakai City. Okay. 警察によりますと、小野容疑者は先週19日、堺市西区で停車中の車の中で40代の男性に火をつけた疑いが持たれています。So, let's see. Go back to this. Okay. According to the police, 警察によりますと、小野容疑者 on the 19th, the suspect Ono Yogisha on the 19th in Sakai City, in Nishiku, inside of a parked car, is suspected of setting fire to a man in his 40s. Okay, not so hard. 男性が近くの電気設備会社の店舗に逃げ込みましたが、全身のやけどをして重傷です。Okay, so the gentleman, the man, ran into a nearby electrical appliance store, ran or escaped to, run away into. Okay, but in this case, ga is but. So take a note of that. Ga, but his whole body was burned and he's in a very serious condition. I think he died since then. All right, I should look that up. Huh? Atsui atsui, he said. So, 熱い熱い言って助けてって言ってる人がいてて全身真っ赤か and I think we need another here there 真っ赤かで So this is the quote from the witness and he's saying it was really hot. He said help me. He was the guy, a person saying help me, and his whole body was super red, completely red. 現場の防犯カメラには走り去る車が映っていて、小野容疑者は昨夜警察に出頭してきたということです。So, what happened was, where are we? At the scene of the crime, a surveillance camera showed that a car was speeding away. 走り去る speeding away car. And Ono suspect, last night, turned herself into the police. Went and turned herself into the police. Okay? 調べに対し男が浮気をして 汚れた体を消毒するために消毒薬をかけた。So, according to the investigation and the quotation from the suspect, the man cheated on her or had an affair. And so his dirty body, I wanted to, I'm sorry, in order to disinfect, yeah, this is, okay, we'll do it again. In order to disinfect his dirty body, she poured disinfectant, 消毒液, eki is, remember, liquid, on him, right? Then the man, 男がタバコに火をつけたから、because 燃えた. So the man lit his cigarette and lit a cigarette. In this case, lit a cigarette, and because から he burned 燃えた. Okay. と話している. She said. She is saying that. Okay. ということです, and that is what it said. Okay, that's your video. Long ass video, 25 minutes, longer than before. Well, what can I say except these videos do take quite a bit of time. I hope you're getting something out of it. Apparently, quite a few of you are. Damn, that is probably one of the cruelest punishments for a man cheating on you. Yeah, pretty bizarre, huh? I don't know what the woman's husband thinks about her. But I'd hate to be married to that woman, huh? Wow. Well, I guess as long as you don't cheat, you're okay. Anyway, that's your lesson for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Turn around. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Good job! Oh! Poop! You okay? You okay? Bicycle.